This is a JMP twin turbo kit. No, you cannot get it because we don't sell this kit anymore. This is basically the final one of these, and for good reason. There's a lot of things on it that make it a little bit difficult.
Ran into several issues. The main one being right now the wastegate literally dumps directly into the downpipe. Basically, you can't run this because it hits the pipe. If you put the wastegate on, it's literally in the way and hits that. So we're gonna have to pull that off, get it cut and refabricated. It's definitely the issue. And our downpipes don't work either with the orientation of the O2 sensors on this side. It'll just hit there. So the way it'll just hit everything. So that's got to be redone. Welded bung on there. But other than all of that, and putting new hose clamps on to make her hold, it's starting to come together, look like a turbo kit.
So it shoots oil everywhere from about 6 different places. So
we got leaks over here. That one has an O-ring in it. This side does not have an O-ring in it. So it's leaking pretty bad from here. It's bottomed out, but there's no O-ring. That side is not leaking as bad. Need to tighten it, but it has an O-ring.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the twin turbo kit, the pros and the cons, and everything about this kit, how I got it, how well it's worked, and what all I had to do to make it work correctly. Let me explain to you how I got this kit. In October, I purchased this kit, and I got it from a local guy here, Josh Parker, very with Parker Performance, very knowledgeable. Local guy with the S550, pretty big in the Florida S550 community, and he had the kit for. He had bought the kit originally for a customer of his, and the kit gave him a lot of problems, basically, and it turned out the kit was having all types of old problems. I think I stated a little bit of this in my original videos on the kit, but the kit originally had a lot of old problems. And a lot of the parts that were sent were, were wrong. And I just wanted to go about making the kit work. October came around, I had my issue with the Pro Charger, and I ended up selling the Pro Charger. And I knew this kit was available. It had been available for like maybe 7-8 months. I know he had it for a while. I contacted him. He gave me a great deal. I paid $2,500 for this kit. $2,500 for a twin turbo kit. And you guys must say, "Oh my God, that's crazy cheap." Yeah, it was cheap, but the kit came with its downfalls and flaws that, through what Josh did to improve the kit and what I've learned, and just to make it better. Okay, this is a JMP twin turbo kit. Turbos are Rev 9 turbos. Basically a better eBay turbo. Rev 9, it's been around a little while. They have their own website. You can order direct from them, so they're not like this straight eBay, never heard of them kind of company. 52, 57 turbos. I personally think they're a little big. They could have gone maybe with a smaller turbo, but this is what the kit came with. And I'm not a turbo expert, but the kit is a little laggy, so that's one part of it. And okay, so then we also got the wastegates. Okay, those wastegates. This is a kit I got. Alright, those wastegates are not genuine tile wastegates. Those are basically eBay knockoffs. I looked at the serial number, and both of those wastegates, I had to take them apart. I had to basically, because they were both leaking horribly when I tested them, because I tested them before I even installed them on the car. And I wanted to make sure they work correctly, of course. So I took them apart. I smoothed out the shafts because I saw a couple of YouTube videos on how to make eBay wastegates better. Because I wasn't about to drop. I didn't want to spend $700-800 on wastegates, because wastegates aren't cheap. Wastegates are, $300 to $400 depending on size and all that. So yeah, I didn't want to drop $1,700 right at that time. So I decided to kind of rebuild these and make them a little better. So that's what I did. And honestly, they've held up fine. And both of them have since I rebuilt them. But yeah, you're getting eBay wastegates, eBay turbo. It's about, on the Redline website, this is the billet one, so it's a little bit better. On Redline website, it's about $350. The downpipes, I had to basically swap them out. This side was originally for driver's side, and that was passenger side, so I had to literally flip them. I had to also, the bung for the O2 sensor was extremely close to the turbo. That's the original bung. And there's a new one there now. So I wanted to push it back a little bit. I felt it was going to be way too hot there. I'm not an expert at this, so I'm just going on recommendation from other guys who knew more about turbos than I did. So that's basically what I got. All this AN line with the fittings, all this, I had to make myself, which wasn't terribly difficult to do. But I wanted to make sure it was correct, because the rubber line that came with the whole kit when I got the kit was garbage. There was no reason why there should have been any kind of rubber line that holds hot oil, and then to use basically basic hose clamps and rubber hose is just didn't make no sense to me. I've never seen a kit with that before. Like I said, I'm not a turbo expert, but just common sense comes into play, especially coming from a Pro Charger where you see how stuff is, billet cut and everything seems to be very high quality. And then I got this, which I wanted to do turbo the car. Turbo the car has been fun, but still a lot of factors that I wasn't liking on the kit that I felt that could use improvement, and I did it. Here you go, the charge pipes. You see it. This is basically the charge pipes are just one long rubber charge pipe all the way up to the intercooler. That's all you get. This is basically the only metal right here is from the whole charge pipe. That's the only metal that you get. If you've ever seen the Helion kit or whatever, all this is metal. You get just the corner fittings and the actual fittings, but the actual Helion kit or something like that, you're gonna get most of your charge pipes are gonna be metal. Cause this, I don't make a ton of boost. I should be fine with these. If I were to make a decent amount of boost, these pipes would swell. The kit works, but it's working now after many improvements. The worst issue I had with this kit in the beginning was the oil problems, and it was still, once I got it working, it was still having issues with oil. One of the biggest issues I had with this kit, you can see where the air filter is. You see what I had to basically come up with. This was me having to come up with basically a tube. I had to come up with my own, like an intake tube, I guess, if you can call that, to make a filter work. Because no filter, I tried like 3 different filters, and no filter I tried would fit, because the turbos were very close to the K-member, to the stock K-member, which I'm not replacing. I'm not going tubular K-member on the car. So I had to figure out a way. And I'm not a fabricator. I just had to get creative. So I figured out a way to. I just basically some tube, and I wrapped it. I wanted to make sure it stayed cool, where I could do that, where I could actually put the tube on, and then had to adjust it where it could. I could fit the turbos, fit the air filter, because originally I got the turbo kit with a turbo guard. I'm like, this is a low mount turbo. It's close to the ground. I can run turbo guard on this. It's gonna be sucking up all the dirt in the road. So that was another job I had to figure out, because I did not design the kit, and I don't think it should have been designed that way, but should have been pushed. In my opinion, it should have been pushed back a little bit. But it is what it is. So I had to make that, and I like on the passenger side, I had to move the starter cable up add a couple washers to the actual starter, because these have starter cables that have these little locking pins basically. So I'd add a couple washers to it, move the starter cable up, and tighten it really good. Make sure that starter cable doesn't ever move, just to be able to fit an air filter in there. And I had to basically do the same thing with the tube. So it was difficult. It was difficult to the point where I was like, what the hell did I get into? Because it's like simple things like an air filter became difficult. But I figured it out. So far honestly they've worked great. The CX Racing intercooler. But the intercoolers work fine. The temps stay pretty good. Even with the inlet of the filters are basically pretty close up against the old pan. I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out what else I could show you guys. What kind of a struggle I had to deal with this kind of stuff. Intake pipe is pretty straightforward. That is not a towel. That's another eBay piece. That down there is the scavenge pump. That's the pump that pulls from that little tank I showed you. And that pump pulls oil back into the engine. It goes right up this line right here, and it goes right there into the cap. So that pump right there, like I said, that's another eBay pump. You know, 60, 70 bucks on eBay. I have BBK headers, but this kit originally came with just Speed Daddy 80 buck headers from eBay that I did not install in the car. I did not want those. I wasn't gonna run that kind of quality header. With the heat the turbos build, I just didn't want to have no issues in the future. So I left it with the BBKs. I already had them on, so it wasn't a hard decision to do. I mean, the flanges, he did a really good, I think he did a good job with the flanges and the welding. The guy, Jack is a good welder. The guy's an excellent welder, I'll give him that. So he did a good job with that. Only thing I wish he would have pushed back the turbos a little bit more, but I mean, is what it is. Just a lot of stuff that was really close. This right here is the main oil line, the main feed line. You just tap it into basically the sending unit for the oil, and then you know what you got. That part's held up pretty well. But that's it so far. I've been able to make improvements on the kit after Josh had made some improvements on the kit, because like I said, originally the kit was just an oily mess. It just every time you had oil run through it, there was no tank originally. The rubber lines weren't holding, because you need to be using good AN line like I used. Everything I switched there. All this right here was rubber, and it came with these big huge rubber hose, probably double the size of this one is. And I mean, common sense tells me if you use a smaller hose, it's going to create more pressure. So that's what I did. I went to a smaller hose and created more pressure, and that has worked fine. There has been a lot of ups and downs until I finally got it figured out. Even at tuning, the car was still smoking. The first time it got put on the dyno at Cato Space, the car, he sent me a picture of it, and it was just full of smoke. Like his whole shop was full of smoke, because there was so much oil in the turbos that had built up from the one dyno pool, and they were just full of oil, I guess, from the time they started. I was worried that the turbos had gotten damaged and it blew out the seals, but the turbos were fine. And the oil problems, there is no oil problems anymore. Oil problems have gone away. So that's where we're at with the turbo kit. The turbo kit has right now 4,000 miles on it. It has worked well. I'm gonna say it has worked well, because it has. I can't knock. It makes good power. The car makes right now 500, 501 of the wheel, something like that. And low boost. This thing's still 9-10 pounds of boost. On a cool day, it hits 10 pounds. So it's still working, and it's worked fine. I'm not having issues with oil. I'm not having issues with high temperatures. And I wish the turbos would come in a little sooner. The turbos don't really start coming in until about 3,300, and full boost about 4,000. Maybe a little bit more, like 41. That's when you hit full boost. Let's address the issues I've had with Jack, because he's come after me a few times, and I just wanted to, I guess, say my part. I've never once slandered his company or slandered him. If anybody were to ask me, I would always say it's a JMP kit, and if but I'll also say I would also say I wouldn't recommend them, because I've heard issues with the people who are waiting for kits. I did not say his kits are garbage. I never said nothing bad about his kits. All I've said is there's horrible wait times on his kits, and it's the truth. It's not a lie or anything like that. I'm not a reason, because I don't want to say, oh, go get a JMP kit, and then a guy 6 months later, hey man, you told me you ordered from this guy, and I haven't heard anything or don't know what's going on with my kit. I cannot back that. So my issues with Jack. Okay, when I first got the kit, I basically I asked him a few questions on the kit. Who else to ask if you can't ask the person who actually built the kit, and he would know more than anybody. And his response were, oh well, you got the kit from these morons, Josh and Zach. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. They're just a bunch of idiots, and Caleb, is a snake, and you can't trust nobody, this and that, and whatever. Just bad mouthing everybody. Just bad mouthing everybody who's been involved with the kit previous to me. And he told me, oh, you need to, the tank, because that little tank I showed before, I didn't know exactly what that tank was. Like I said, I just got the kit. I'm not even close to an expert in turbos. I know more now than I did 5 months ago. And so I learned that tank was an oil tank. It's a return. From the turbos goes into the little oil tank, and then the pump pulls it from the tank. That's basically the best way of doing it, where it won't back up. So I asked him about the tank, and he told me what it was. So he answered my questions. He answered my questions. But I guess he thought in return I would, promote his turbo kit. And after all the issues that I had with the kit, after I spoke to him, I cannot do that. I just can't say, oh, he sells a great kit and this and that, or say, it's just great, he's a great businessman or whatever. I cannot do that. I cannot promote something that I don't believe in. I'm not Joe Schmo. I'm not really anybody to promote anything. But if somebody were to ask me, and I've had lots of people ask me, because twin turbo kits are pretty damn rare. There are not a lot of twin turbo kits around. So if a lot of people ask me, where'd you get the kit, this and that, and I'll always say JM Performance. You can look them up online, on Instagram. You can hit them up. That's all I would say. I would not mention all the issues I had with the kit, this and that, because I didn't want to act like I was, bad mouthing his company, and like this all came from one post, because I told the guy, you're gonna wait, because it's the truth. You will wait. You order from a kit from him, you're gonna wait a very long time. Okay, there's guys out there that have kits out there that have been waiting a year or more. So I didn't want to have issues, a backlash coming back to me. So anyways, a couple months later, out of the blue overnight, he hits me up with this long thing on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, stating that that I was fucked up, that I'm not promoting him, this and that. I'm like, and I told him, shut up, dude. I cannot promote you when basically 95% of your kit, one, is an eBay kit. You had some fabrication in it. You're a good welder. But 95% of your kit is this eBay kit. This kit originally cost $6,000. Okay, so 95% of this kit is eBay parts. So how could I promote something like that? Say, oh, it's a great kit, it's quality stuff. And I can't do that, because I'm not gonna just say it is. After all the issues I had to make this kit work, this kit, it took me over a month and a half to actually get it working on the car properly before you can even go to tuning. So, I couldn't do that. I wasn't gonna go boast something I don't believe in, and that's where it's at. And then he decided to come at me again today, and I didn't say nothing on the post. I kept my mouth shut. I decided, let's do a review on the turbo kit, and just to show people where that I'm not bullshitting. I'm showing you what there is, okay? And I've showed you the good, and I'll show you the bad. And it is what it is. I paid $2,500 for my kit. Great price. That's why I can't complain. I'm not complaining because I paid a good price for the kit. For what I got, I paid $2,500. But if I would have paid $6,000 for this kit, I would have been pissed. No instructions, no way of having, very little support, no way of figuring things out. And if you have if you don't have any kind of knowledge to know what the hell you're doing, or don't know who to ask, the right people, what the hell are you gonna do? That's what I did. I tried to ask the right people, not just Jack. I asked a lot of other people who have knowledge in turbos, and thankfully I know a lot of people in the car community, and a lot of people help me out. But it's just, I don't understand why he feels that he has to attack everybody. Because when you're coming after Josh, Zach, Caleb, me, you're talking about you're going after 4 people. 4 people who've basically been involved in the same kit. And all 4 of us agree on what the kit was about and, what all the issues with the kit. But yet we're all wrong. We're all wrong. Come on, man. Come on. No, it doesn't work that way. I did not gang up and have a meeting with all these guys and say, hey, let's go after. No. It's what it is. It's what you sold, and it's what it is. You got to live with it. If you're happy with what you provided to a customer and you felt good about that, that's on you. But honestly, it shouldn't be this way. If you're going to charge somebody $6,000 or more for something that you expect to be high quality and to use high quality parts, I mean, that's a lot of money, especially for the V6 community. A lot of guys ain't got that kind of money. So you gotta understand why people be pissed. And I mean, like I said, I never came after him. I never badmouthed him. I just won't recommend him. And that's basically the biggest quarrel he's got with me, that I won't recommend him. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I hope he keeps building kits and makes a lot of people happy. He has his guys on the 3.7 page that are his guys, and that's fine. Go ahead. You guys stick to your man. I cannot do that because I do not believe in the product. Plain and simple. I do not believe in the product. I mean, if you deliver a quality product, I would say that is a stand-up company, this and that. But if I don't believe that it's a great product, I can't be behind it. I can't just say and just bullcrap people. I don't do that. So I hope you guys understood where I'm coming from with this kit, and I didn't want to make this crazy rant long video. So like I said, the kit, after everything's been fixed, the kit has worked excellent. The kit has worked very well. No oil issues. It makes good boost. It makes good power. It's fun. The turbos are so much more fun than a Pro Charger because it just comes in. When it comes in, and then you hear the turbo spool up, and it's so that part I thoroughly enjoy a lot more than Pro Charger. But like when it comes to quality, just overall experience, Pro Chargers, thousands of times better. You're talking, really good quality stuff, great instructions, great support. If you got to make a phone call, yeah, a lot of times you're gonna pay for parts. If you have issues, this and that, you're gonna end up paying. But you're also dealing with a top-notch company. So it is what it is. When I gotta understand, JM Performance is a small company. I don't know if he has a shop now. I heard he used to work out of his garage. Now he has a shop. I don't know. I really don't care. It is what it is. I just want to explain my part in this whole mess. I'm not going to address it again. If anybody asks me, I will always say it's a JM Performance Turbo. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I know it's not the most greatest of videos today, but I think sometimes things just have to be cleared up and things have to be said. And if you enjoy this channel, give us a subscribe. We have a lot of content. Go down, check out all the rest of our videos. We do a lot of stuff. And we hope you guys stick around. We have a lot more planned, especially for that car over there. See right now, the purple one. Purple one's right now. We got some big plans for that car, hopefully before the summer. So I hope you guys stick around and enjoy our channel, and we'll have something else for me too, hopefully real soon. Daddy need a new car soon. This one's staying though. So, alright guys, thank you for watching.